Trick or treat. What's up, y'all? Happy Halloween. There's a lot of different energies going around here in Clearwater, Florida, and pretty much all around that I've been today, and especially tonight. So much has gone on tonight. I'm gonna try to talk as long as I can. I don't know if my internet connection is good or my lighting is good. Let's start with the good news. Now, I don't want to trip myself up and set myself up for failure, but I got a call back today from the social worker at the Bay Pines VA clinic. And she's the one that I worked with yesterday that is trying to give me, shelter and all of these services, from dormy to all these homeless shelters. And every homeless shelter that I've gone to so far has denied me, just because it's that much of an epidemic, y'all. There's that much homelessness, families, women, children. It's an epidemic. And I have a bike. I'm not taking the bus or walking. I have a bike, and it's still hard. And thank you so much, Jolene, for helping me with my phone bill today. I didn't ask for it. It wasn't in a group. It was on my personal profile. And so I was able to pay my phone bill today, which is huge, because if one of the social services call you from the VA and you don't answer, they call 2 more times. And if you don't answer or call back, you have to go through the whole process again. So I offered her the meal plan. She said, no, just pay it forward. So I went live this morning, and I gifted her the $97 meal plan to somebody that wants to go plant-based and lose some weight. So that's amazing. So I got a call back today from, I think, and this is just new knowledge, this is learning everything, and so much went on today, from, I think, the very best homeless shelter for veterans today. I got a call back from them today, and my application has been approved. Okay, so it's been approved, and that's like lightning fast. I've gone through interviews after interviews, talked. I went to mental, or I want to call it mental, but got my mental evaluation. Just all of these yes, no, all of that stuff. Like, 5 or 6 times to 5 or different people, and they interview you, and they do all these psych valves and all this stuff. And she called me back and said that the VA liaison looked at my application and approved it. And I show up at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and I think I go through one more interview. And then if they say yes, then I actually do the in-doc process, and I get to move in tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I went online, and these veteran homeless shelters, like I said, there's quite a few of them, and they're all different scales of, like, quality and good quality and not so good quality. This one, from what I've read from reviews, is the best. They're basically like apartments, y'all. They're newer apartments. And from what I learned is a man in 2012 decided to build this facility. His son was in the Marines, and he came back after combat, and he was dealing with PTSD and had a heroin addiction, and unfortunately killed himself. And so this man, I forget his name, created this facility and spent millions of dollars. And from what I read a bunch of different articles, and was getting backlash from old school social workers and old school homeless shelters and stuff. And this shelter that I've been approved at is just thriving. So what I did was I ninja flipped over there tonight, just kind of checking it out on my bike and whatnot, just kind of like, because I asked Londa, I text Lana before I ninja flipped on this video if I can stay one more night in the What Love Shack on the floor. And I haven't heard back from her. She had a really busy day today too. And I was just like going over there, and they have a garden there. They have a garden, like almost like a mini permaculture. They got they got rows of annual veggies, and then they have a little bit of a greenhouse, and they got some mulch there. So super excited about that. And I went in the parking lot, and there was these 2 guys, just shooting the shit per se. That's what we used to say in the Navy. And I started talking to them, and they were really, really nice. And one was an Army vet. He's like 55 years old. Actually, he's probably around 60. And he reminds me a lot of my dad. And there's another guy in the Marines, and he's probably like 45. And they were really, really kind. And they asked me if I was hungry. I was like, yes. And then we were just shooting the shit. We're like, well, hold on, we're gonna take care of you. Because I told them that I'm a vet and that I was approved, and then I'm coming tomorrow at 1 o'clock for my final interview and to check in. And they came back with blankets, y'all. I have them on my bike. I got blankets. I got a water. I got this rad brownie. Totally, like, I don't know if it's yummy nastiness. It's not like the healthiest, but like, I'm hungry. So I got this brownie. Like, look at, it's like all, look at, it looks like I got caca on my fingers. Already ate like half of it. They brought me like 5 of these little styrofoam bowls on a plate. So they went to the galley. So this is like state-of-the-art facility, y'all. They have a veterans only galley where it's like a buffet. You eat there 3 times a day. You're fed 3 times a day. You have your own little mini apartment. You have your room, you know, a living room, a kitchen, a bathroom, a shower, your own front door. I think there are some situations where you might have a roommate, but it's like bomb.com. And so I'm talking, and they brought this out. They brought me some cucumbers and tomatoes. It reminds me, because I was veg prep supervisor in the Navy. I actually won Sailor of the Month twice, y'all. I was lead veg prep supervisor of produce in Virginia Beach, and I had this little paring knife, and I just taught myself how to make all these cool like roses out of tomatoes and stuff. And it seems like it's that same kind of atmosphere, like that galley camaraderie, you know. And it seems like it's higher quality food than, you know, I had on the boat or whatnot. But you know, they gave me some cucumbers and some tomatoes. What else did I have? They gave me, like, the guy gave me this thing of toilet paper, which I'm gonna use as a napkin for this caca on my fingers. He gave me all like these little snacks. I mean, totally like yummy nastiness, but when you're hungry, y'all, you're hungry, you know what I'm saying? So I got me some KRS sweet and salty mix, what? Then I got me some Swiss Milk milk chocolate. A lot of this I probably won't eat, but like, I'll slurp this little, I'll slurp this Capri Sun right down. You know what I'm saying? It's still a little bit cool. Oh, but I don't have the little ninja straw. What am I gonna do there? Give me some tips, y'all. How do I open this up? There's no straw. Dude, I used to buy these all the time. On my first marriage, when I lived in South Carolina, we used to buy cases of these. If you bought like 4, you get them for like $1.50 a piece. It's basically sugar water. He hooked me up with some peanut butter and crackers. Yeah! Some more cars. This is sweet and salty mix again. Another sweet and salty mix again. We've got a Lars bar, a kid Lars bar, chocolate chip. Y'all, these are like $1.50 a piece. This is definitely a winner right here. I will eat this tonight. And then a Nutri-Grain. Nutri-Grain is, you know, if you look in the ingredients, it's kind of like semi-caca. But again, all of this I'm grateful for and thankful for. I got 2 blankets. I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes right now. So how kind was that? And then I went like in these little things, and like, I kind of want to save some of the story for another time. I don't want to set myself up because I labeled this spooky good news, because a lot of the times, a lot of the vets that I've talked to say sometimes, you know, the wait is 90 to 120 days just to get where I just got approved in like 48 hours. And all the social workers that I've spoken to, I'm telling them my story, the stories that I haven't told before on the Navy side, you know, because I thought it was a sign of weakness, and I thought it was like lame street, and I just thought it was like, I just didn't think it was cool. I felt like I was complaining and bitching. And to be honest, a lot of them were a little bit shook, and a lot of them, you know, were like, whoa, you know what I mean? And then they asked me kind of what I have done since out of the Navy, and, you know, very honest about my sobriety and all of my addictions, just full blown opened it all up, y'all. And I think they were impressed. I think that, you know, I think what's really getting me in the door as quickly as hopefully that I am tomorrow is my 3-year sobriety. You know, a lot of people in this world are struggling with addiction. I'm still an alcoholic, even though I don't drink. But a lot of people suffer with addictions, especially veterans, y'all. And a lot of the veterans are still full-blown addicts. You name it, there's addiction there. And so, the businesses that I've had, and just a lot of maybe the skills that I have, was impressive to them, and they told me that. So that's great news. Now here's some other good news, and I'm conflicting, and so I'm gonna have to do a lot of R&D, a lot of research to find out what the best situation is for me, because this is not the dormy. This is from what I found out, the best veterans homeless shelter. It's not even a shelter, y'all. It's a veterans like Hilton, to be honest, like a veterans Hilton. This is not like an on base thing like the one at Bay Pines. That one's on base, and it's more structured and more like laid out. Like you got to check in, and it's a 4-month commitment, and you have to get a job, and then they take 75% of your money, and then when you get out, they give you that money back, and they help you get housing. Now another thing that I found out, y'all, this is amazing, and homelessness, y'all, is my calling, one of my callings, and it's something that has just gravitated and just pulled at my heart, because even today, I probably talked to like 10, 15 homeless people, or the homeless people that I ninja flip on my bike, and I see their agony, I see their pain, I see their hurt. I just see it, and I don't know, if I'm an empath or whatever, but like, I feel for these people. I feel for these human beings. And so the more that I learn, I think the more that I can share. And so something that I learned today, and I could be half wrong or totally wrong, but I think this is true, is that they have something that's called, like, so after this, what I just explained to you, not the dormy, but the thing that I got approved for, you can actually ninja flip into like a part-time employee with this facility, a full-time employee with this facility. They encourage you to get a job, but here's the thing, I don't have to cut off my rad little delicious mohawk, or excuse me, my rad long delicious mohawk. I can get a job anywhere, like anywhere. So, and they have this thing called pride. So you get like better benefits if you're in the pride part. So if you're a full-time employee, you only have to volunteer. It's not even volunteer. You have to work on at the homeless shelter for 5 hours. If you do not have a job, you have to work at the facility for 10 hours a week, which is cool. But they don't take any of your money, which is really, really cool. And it's not on base, which is really, really cool. So I think there's this thing called HUD housing, and I think that might be different than the transitioning housing. And what the transitioning housing is I believe after, you want to do 3 or 4 months here, is you can actually, they will set you up. I think it's like a 2 steps or 3 steps above like a Section 8, but it's ran by the VA, and only veterans can get this. And it's transitioning housing, and this is something that you can live in like for the rest of your life, if you're approved, if you're a combat veteran, which I am. So it's like these tiers, you know what I mean? And, and I'm gonna file for disability, and that takes a long time, you know what I mean? So as a combat veteran, and if you do certain things, you can get transitioning housing. And how that works is, if you get a job and you work 40 hours a week, and this is like forever until I die, I think that they take 30% of your income, and then you're allowed to live there. So there's no water, there's no rent, there's no internet, like you're not charged for anything. And they have like housing, like almost like, if you're like in the base, like when I was married, I lived in, actually I built a house. Nicole and I actually built a house. We got a loan and built a house, but before that, when Jordan was born, we lived out of the barracks. So we lived on base, and it was just like a normal house, like a neighborhood. And I think that's kind of what that is transitioning. And so if you work 40 hours, let's just say I was playing a lot with numbers, and because I'm excited now, especially this opportunity. I'm not saying dormy. So here's the thing, dormy called me today too, and that thing, you have to go in front of 5 people, 5 social workers, all at the same time in one interview, and that's all on base, and it's much more structured and stuff. Well, he said that he really likes, what he has seen, and that they want to interview. He's going to call me back tomorrow and set up an interview. So now it's like I have this opportunity, which I hope works tomorrow, and then I have this other opportunity. So I have a lot of opportunities very, very quickly. This is very, very quickly that's happening. So from what I've learned so far, though, and the dormy guy, he said, from what you've told me, the dormy might not be, tailored to you. We might have even better options, meaning when you go to the VA clinic, there's people that work at the VA clinic. Like maybe I could, be a counselor or something like that, whatever it is. And so I was thinking, if the situation tomorrow comes to fruition, is that, well, now my creativity starts spinning. So it's like, okay, so if I can live, at the best veterans homeless shelter, which is kind of like a Ritz-Carlton, right? You got your own little apartment. Well, then now if I got a job, I'm like, okay, now let's get creative. So I was like, okay, well, let's work 40 hours. Let's find something where I can get paid $20 an hour and bring like fruit and vegetables home. So now, I'm looking in the jobs, like on Facebook and Craigslist and stuff, and maybe there's, a nursery. I don't want to work like at Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. I don't yet want to do that. And again, remember at the dormy thing on base, I would probably have to cut my hair, and that's something I really don't want to do. That's kind of like, well, why am I even doing all this? Because it's like, I don't understand. That's like playing the game. It's like, okay, so you have to have money, but we're gonna tell you can't have a nose pierce, or you can't have a face tattoo, or you can't have a beard, or you can't have a mohawk. So it's like, that's conformity. That's not your own personal sovereignty. So I'm a little bit rubbed wrong on that. I'm not saying like a hard no, but I don't have to do that at this place. I can just be myself, and that has nothing to do with like my online space with the group and YouTube and stuff. So I'm thinking if I am successful tomorrow and I get my own place tomorrow, well then yeah, I'm gonna go get a 40-hour job. I mean, I tell you all, like, I'm not joking, I got skill sets, and and this is like a new beginning for me. This is my manifestation. This is my dreams, to build, what I want to build. And so I can have freedom, and I can have my own space, and I can have some privacy. And then if I get a job that's like $20, $25 an hour and work 40 hours, that's like $3,200, $3,500 a month, right? And then if I move out, I mean, there's just so many things. And if I could do that, I mean, I really don't want to work for like 10 hours, $10, 12 hours, 50. I want to work like 20 hours, and I want to work somewhere, even if it's like a fruit stand or like, a farmer's market, something, someone that's like, yo, I like that, Ninja. I like what you're about. I love your energy. You're a hard worker. Boom, man. I want you to like, I want you to come partners with me, or half off. I'll pay you this. So then I'm making money. I got free housing. Do you know how quick that is? Like, I don't need any money, to live at these spaces. So let's just say I lived there for 4 months, $3,500. What is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 14 grand that I just pocketed to work 40 hours a week, and then like live in my own apartment. Do you know the people that I can help then? I can help my daughter, I can help Lana, I can help people, and put some money in my pocket. So then, if I want to do the transitional living at HUD, you know what I'm saying? And this has nothing to do, if I have some space and some time and my vision where I don't have to explain myself in a creative space, I don't mind explaining myself sometimes, but I'm not explaining myself ever again in a creative space, because I like to throw darts and I like to find something. If I have a flavor, if it's like, putting a banana down my shorts and, shaking my hips and throwing, what people think is a wig, but really it's just when you harvest self-love, you have rainbow hair. Or juicing videos. Can you imagine if I have my own place? Do you know I'm gonna be ninja flipping in my kitchen probably every night doing juicing videos again? Especially if I can go get a job that pays me $20 an hour, where I can bring home fresh fruits and veggies. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, I kind of do like doing these yummy nastiness videos because it's creative and it's marketing, and but it does a pretty bad toll on my body, my skin, my digestive system, my booty hole's bleeding. Got to find out what that issue is. I was gonna do that today, but now I'm like, I wanna finalize where I'm gonna stay before I do that. I don't want to be held up in, an ER and then not be able to show up. Because remember, I rode 35 miles on my bike again today, y'all. So that's that, y'all. And so everything that I just explained to you, that has nothing to do with the creative spaces that I'm gonna be, continue to nurture and continue to share, especially like YouTube. And if I have space, if I have quiet, if I have peace, if I feel like, I have my own space, like if I put something there, I know where it's at. What I'm saying? If I feel like I'm not being judged here or there, and it's just having my own place, having my own commode, having my own bathroom, having my own sink, having my own bathroom. And I'm appreciative that anybody that has ever gifted me and shared with me, but I need my own space, and I have been very successful when I have my own space. So, you know, I wouldn't put it past me if, you know, a month goes by and everything I spoke about, and I'm like, get the itch for Arizona Web Kings. You know, I mean, I can, you know, say, hey, all right, I'm gonna do 2 consultant jobs, you know, every month, or maybe just 1 a month. You know, that could be 10, 15 grand, where it won't stress me out, you know, and it will be like something that's in line with me, like a solar company, you know, or like a fresh water company, or like, you know, a farm to table company, something that's in line with me, what I've been doing for the last 3 years. Then we're talking, I'm in line and I'm monetizing, I'm making money, and I'm doing it in an honorable way. Do you know what I'm saying? So things hopefully are coming along tomorrow. I was actually gonna wait to do this video and then just ninja flip into my kitchen and do it love spin boom. But I'm very optimistic and very happy. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And I wanted to thank all of you, especially Jolene, to reach out to me, y'all. I mean, again, I wouldn't be able to answer those 2 phone calls, you know, if a complete stranger, you know, who has been following me reached out to me. I told my story, and that is what Ridiculously Authentic is, which is I'm here right now, and y'all, I do not monetize on this. If I'm going to speak about something like I'm thinking about, in fact, I was gonna make a separate video, but let's do this now. So as a content creator, which I am, and as an artist, which I am, you're only good as like your last video or your only creative idea. And so I want to know how I can serve you all. Do you like the yummy nastiness videos? Do you like the dance videos? Do you like the karaoke videos? Do you like when I collab with videos? Do you like when I go to like, you know, like a plant-based restaurant? Do you like my vlogs? Do you like, and side note, I'm going to pump out the last 15 videos that I have from Kauai, because I'm gonna have my own space. And when you're creating, y'all, you can't be interrupted. You know, you have to be focused, you know, to make good content. So I'm gonna get all that space off my phone. I'm gonna get like 100 gigs of free space, and I'm gonna get to be, you know, all that film, you all. I have a lot of great stories that happen in Kauai, you know, and I've had a lot of judgments that people have told me that, you know, I was a thief and I took advantage of our rock and rad star William, his name is Bill. And I mean, that is an amazing story that now I'm going to be able to tell, because I'm gonna be in the right space. I'm gonna have some peace and quiet, you know, in my own thing. And as an artist and a creator, if you're working by yourself and you're playing by yourself, you can even take more risks, because you know, you're willing to take the risk. If you have a partner or a bunch of teams or an editor or a manager or whatever it is, or other creators, you know, if you take that risk, those people might not want to take that risk. They might want to do something else. And so you have to explain yourself. So now I will have a lot more creative freedom, and I'll be able to explore more and really open up my heart more and really just show more flavor. So I'm excited about that. But what I wanted to ask you all, I was gonna do that in a separate video, like how can I serve every single one of you? On my personal page, where there might be a thing where I might monetize and whatnot. I mean, any skill that I've possessed and shared with you, you know, if you think I can help you, and maybe there's, you know, a barter exchange or maybe a monetary exchange, let me know. If there's something in the group where it's just we're completely free of service and we're just here to spread the love and share, inspire, and support, let me know what type of videos. I mean, you all, I'm telling you, I can do a lot of things. You see these videos, you know, from the Goggins, from the Gary Vee, to the Tim Ferriss, to, I mean, you name them, you all. Dave Asprey. I have a lot of, from fitness. I got a little bit burnt out on the food gig, on the food thing. You know, if I do ninja flip into like juicing thing, I'm really just gonna be like 1, 2, 3. I might do like 4 or 5 minute videos. I might edit them. I might go live. You know, I'm not gonna preach to you. I feel like I've never really preached at you all. I feel like I've just kind of taken you on my journey. You know, if I'm eating healthy there, if I'm eating yummy nastiness there, if you want me to explore and continue to maybe vlog this experience, I'm willing to do that. It is a little bit more of a risk, and I have to be very, very careful, because there are privacy things, especially with vets, that I don't want to do, and I don't want to ruin, you know, a possible really good situation that I have with filming that. And if I was to film it, I would go at a park or maybe in my bedroom or something. And, you know, I met 3 rad veterans today, and I remember their names, and they're the ones that hooked this up. And some other little things that I wish I could tell, but it's a privacy thing, and so I want to keep that. But I think maybe, you know, some sort of, not a daily vlog, because if I'm gonna do yummy nastiness reviews, which I kind of still want to do, I only want to do them like once a week, and maybe I do, you know, 4 and then just bank them. You know, put them in the dugout and then just release one every week on a Tuesday or something. And then maybe show up live in the kitchen on a Saturday and Sunday, whatever it is. You know, whatever it is, if it's a marketing thing, if it's self-help, if it's me just rambling. If this happens tomorrow, I'm definitely going to release my Pillow Surfer podcast, which I've been wanting to do for a very, very long time. And I'm really excited about that. And I have a lot of ideas about it. It's something that's going to be extremely raw, and it's going to be something after I meditate at night. I'm basically going to do pillow talk. And, you know, there's a lot of things that go on in my head. There's a lot of things that I do not share. And that's what I want to do. I want to, you know, get a mic, you know, and be able to just express myself in a very, very peaceful, much more quiet way. And basically, I don't know, people call it channeling, like my thoughts in real time and no edits at all. If it's from fear, if it's from judgment, if it's from, you know, something that I felt that I did wrong, or you know, anything that's on my mind, I'm just going to say, and I'm going to do that in a podcast form. And they're only going to be about 10 minutes long. And so that's something that I've been wanting to do. And I think Pillow Surfer is a good name. If you have a different idea, let me know. But any ideas, if there's anything that you think I can be of service, because that is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And if it takes sacrifice, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to keep going and keep growing and find something that's a good situation for me. Because in the end, I want a plot of land, and I want my own homestead, and I want to keep exploring new techniques, new spirituality things, new self-help things, anything and everything that can make me a better person and a better father, and that I can really, really be there for. I'm there for my daughter now, but be there in real time, in person, if and when she ever desires that. Where if she's 18, 19, 20, 30, maybe she's 100 and I am 169, pissing glitter, smelling like peaches, levitating and meditating. She's like, yo, Dad, what's going on? Then I have the resources, and I will have gained them and manifested them in an honorable way. Because that way I will be able to serve, I believe, at a much higher caliber, because I didn't sell out and I didn't do those things because other people wanted me to do them, or because I gave in to criticism or self-doubt. So hopefully that made sense, y'all. I'm really encouraged to be back front and center. This group has gone ups and downs, and sometimes people are a little bit confused. Maybe people have seen maybe one video of my 2,000 videos that I've done. There's a possibility that I might get my account back where I have the 20,000 followers, which will be fun. Again, don't put it past me. There's nothing that I might not create. I like to throw darts sometimes. If it's not working, I like to break it and then create something new. I feel like if you're an influencer or someone that is front and center, you have to break things if it's not working, because you can't continue to do something because that's like insanity. If you continue to do the same things and it's not working, if you're not serving it's at the highest capacity that you believe you can, you got to try new things, and sometimes you got to break things, and when you try new things, you got to get a little bit more raw and just take more risks. And so if I can have a roof over my head that really can't be taken away from me, and I feel like I'm in a really good space, then I'll be able to be of service. So thank you all so much for playing with me tonight, for giving the space and listening to me tonight. I appreciate all of your messages, and wish me luck tomorrow. Tomorrow's a very big day. Hopefully I can move in at 1 p.m. I love you very much. Keep it raw. Stay rad.